Hi, I'm Jericho, the Talentless Creative. So, I've been doing tags and journaling space that I'd like to add in a junk journal. Like this one, this Whimsical House. What gave me the idea to do this? Firstly, I've seen this a lot circulating online. The roof is actually two flaps of a noodle box. And when I saw it, after I dismantled the box and took some pieces out to make a journal cover, this one was left out, and I thought it would be a waste to throw it away. And I also noticed that it looks like a roof, and I thought that would make a fun project. And I got another piece of the same box. I cut it out to make it this shape instead of just a rectangular shape. Of course, I wrap the surface because you know how boxes are, how packagings are. They normally comes with barcodes and some instructions and brands. So I cover them using an old craft book that I have. So to make it not look too flat, I add a little window here and then a little door over here, a little doorknob over here to indicate that this is a door, and also a little bow over here that I use a string. I just punch two holes and then I use a string to make a bow, and then after that I use permanent glue. I use permanent glue to actually make sure that the bow will stay in place. These are the other ones that I make. Same thing, the base is a box, just that for this one I wrap them with the papers. The pieces of papers here are from an old Japanese magazine I found for some reason, and a really old Japanese magazines from like the 70s that I found in a secondhand bookstore, and they sold it for a really good price. It was really low. I think they just want to get rid of it. My plan is I can just add a blank paper here where I can write. Same thing as this. I was just experimenting with how can I use the string to the string that I have to the fullest. This one, I'm not quite sure. What is this? String, twine. I want to try using this to the fullest instead of just making a bow, and without, tearing the paper apart and adding dents here and there. So I just punch like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. This one, I'm planning to add it in a music junk journal. I've been talking about making music junk journal for a while now, but I haven't really started doing it yet. But I am going to do it, and this is one of my personal experiments that I did by myself. And this is what I meant when I say that I'm going to add blank paper here for me to write. For this one, instead of blank paper, I add a manuscript paper. I just rip it off, and then I add a little color on the edges. Usually, from what I saw online, they would use an ink pad to actually add a little color here, a brown ink pad. But if you look closely, instead of brown, you'd notice that it's a little reddish or pinkish, because I actually use my expired makeup to make this because I don't have those ink pads. I saw them online, but I really don't want to add more stuff. So, and I thought it's a junk journal anyway. I try to use mostly junks that I would personally usually throw away. But then that's the whole point of this project for this year. I really want to use mostly junk without adding more stuff from outside. Well, other than glue I have to buy, so it is what it is. If you notice these ropes here, I was trying to experiment how can I use these ropes to decorate a tag or a journaling space, and it was quite a fun one for me to figure out how to make it like this and this, and I'm glad that I'm able to do that. I think for this one, I use a slow stitching method for this, but instead of using a thread and a needle, I just punch some holes, maybe 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just punch like 5 holes here, and then I use I'm so bad at this. I should have looked it up. I forgot what's the name, but I use a slow stitching method to make this. And I really like how it turned out, and I'm planning to do something like this more with most of my tags. That way I can utilize the string as well. For this one, I was just going back and forth, doing double back and forth, and then after that I made a bow down here, and same thing as what I did with this Whimsical House. I add permanent glue so that it will stay in place, and now it stays in place and it won't entangle. Okay, I've been talking for a while now. Just that I've been talking for a while now because I haven't been filming the last 2 weeks. Without further ado, I think we should just start, right? Okay, so clearly we're gonna have to wrap this, and because the color, like unlike the other one, unlike this one, the color was white. Well, not white, it was off-white, so I can use it to write. I can use this one to write too, but I think I'm going to wrap, unlike this one, I'm going to wrap the entire thing with papers like these. So I mentioned earlier about expired makeup that I use. I use expired makeup to add a little color on the edges instead of ink pads like the ones most junk journalists do online. I do not have an ink pad, so this is what I use. Now they're not brown, clearly. They have reddish or pinkish undertone, but they work really well for me. I'm not really looking for that brown color anyway, so I think I'm okay with them. Like as you saw earlier, this one, it's pretty good, don't you think? I mean, they're not brown, but I think it works. So firstly, I'm just going to wrap this. Ooh, I just noticed something. This is gonna be tough. I've ran out of glue stick and I haven't bought a new one. So I have to use this white glue instead. And though it has an applicator, it's not as good as a glue stick when it comes to this kind of crafts. I mean, it doesn't really apply the glue evenly. So, but I think I just have to work with this for now. I am going to dust the edges. Not sure which color should I use. I think I'm gonna use number 6. Just dab a little, and then a little at the back of my hand, a little on the back of my hand, just to make sure that the color isn't too strong. There, it would look something like that. I had to skip it. I had to stop filming just now and just do it myself because I was really struggling applying glue using this applicator. Unlike glue stick, I can't really control the amount of glue that I apply on the paper. So it got so messy, so wet, that I had to iron this just now. Otherwise it wouldn't. Now it's a lot better. Otherwise it would have been so wet, so damp just now. So I had to iron it. So what I did was I put this on a baking paper and then put another layer of baking paper on top, and then I ironed it. Anyway, we're done. Ta-da! Nothing special about it because, you know, I haven't really embellished it or anything like that. And then my plan is to put the roof like this over here. So look at that, it looks like a little house. But I think I'm gonna add a little bit more whimsy, so I'm going to I'm going to add a little shape like an odd shape. So just a little bit. Like that. I think I'm gonna add a little color there, so just a little bit of this, dab here, little color on the edge, like that. Okay, I think I'm gonna skip this part and then I'll get back to you when I'm done. I'm finally done with a lot of mess, mind you, because it is what it is, huh? This glue, I know I mentioned this so many times in this video, but oh my gosh, this glue is really bad. I can only use this for textured paper, to make textured paper, not collages like this. Bad idea. I'm questioning everything right now. Okay, so now that we're done, I'm gonna glue this here, and then at the back I'm gonna glue same thing over here, like that. And for this one, I'm going to use a permanent glue and up. Now the back. I'm gonna apply glue for this and this. Okay, I think I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna put this aside and wait for it to dry while I make the other tags. Alright, I'm a bit all over the place right now. What I'm gonna do next is pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same with any of these three. I'm just gonna paste it like that. My plan is just to tear this bit up here instead of trimming it off and put it like that. That way it will be, naturally it would be like a frame. Now I'm gonna add smaller pieces on top. It's been a little over 2 weeks since I last recorded, so I kind of forgot where we left off. Okay, I think these are the ones that I did 2 weeks ago, and I finally got my glue stick. A little too late because I'm done with these, but I can use it for my other projects, and I bought 2 of them this time. Should I continue wrapping around? I think I decided to leave this as a journaling space, isn't it? I'm so sorry, you must be so confused when you're watching this because time hasn't passed for you, but it has for me. 2 weeks. Without further ado, I think we're just going to embellish it with this one. I'm gonna start punching hole in the middle first. I think it's fine. Okay. Maybe just 3 holes would be fine. Oof, why is this a bit tough? Okay. The other one maybe somewhere here. Oh well. This would make a really interesting page in a junk journal actually, if I use a ring junk journal. Perfect, ends there. I can just make a little bow down here. Okay. Nice. Now let's just use a permanent glue to make sure that this knot stays in place. I just need to put a little bit of this. It takes a while for it to dry, but once it does, it sticks and it stays. Since this one's quite loose, I don't want it to slip off this corner, so I'm gonna add a little bit of this permanent glue. I think I'm going to use a pin for this. Okay, I'm just gonna put this aside to dry, and then I'm gonna continue with the rest. It looks a bit too empty. I mean, it can work, right, if I just add this string, but I think I'm gonna add like a door, a window with some paper scraps. And I can cut this one. Will it work? Look at that, I think it works. Gonna add a window. I'm gonna paste the window first since I don't need glue for this. Alright. Exactly there, I think. Okay, now I'm gonna add a doorknob. I can use one of these for this one, just because this one has a very narrow tip like that. I'm gonna use this glue instead. And like that. What about this one? Maybe I should add little strips like this at least to make it look like a window. I haven't done this for over 2 weeks actually. I had to put it on hold because I was doing other stuff. I was doing other stuff for my digital product store, so I was designing for that, and it took quite a while. It took longer than I thought it'd be because it's not just the designing part. I also film some videos for my business YouTube channel. It sounds so fancy when you say that. Well, it's not that fancy at all. Like, no one's barely there, just like this channel, but it's meant for my customers if they need a little help with the digital products they bought, like how to build it themselves. So that's why I was, and this one seems a bit more, well, I'm not sure from your perspective, at least I think it feels a bit more relaxed, this channel I mean. Well, relaxed for me, that means it's also a bit more disorganized. I don't really plan whenever I do these crafts. I should, right? But I don't really do that because maybe I think I've invested a lot of energy on the other channel, because for that one I have to be a bit more serious because people are buying my products and they would want actual helpful tutorial for them. Ooh, should I put like a little writing space here then, right? Then maybe this one I can put it like that. What do you think? Right? Put it like that, like a what is it? Like a nail. I'm just gonna paste it whether it looks good or not. I think it looks good. That's good enough. And then I can write something there. Okay, now there's a plant over there. Okay, I think I'm done with this whimsical house. Next. Okay, I am done. So just for a final look. I just noticed I pasted it the wrong way. I mean, look, this is supposed to be like this, right? Because the bow is down here and I even use a permanent glue to stick it that way. But then when I turn, oh well, I can still use it. I added flowers here off camera just now because I noticed it was a bit too empty, so I checked my some old design magazines and I found these, and I thought it would look nice here, looking like that. I didn't even try to cut it properly, I just cut it however I feel like. I think it works. So a little journaling space here. What do you think? Does it look weird? Oh well. I think it makes it look like a pattern. Maybe in the future I will add some other pieces to make this part like a collage. Alright, I'm pretty much done. Then I imagine this would be tucked in a pocket in a junk journal. Let's check the ones I did previously. These. So now I have a few of these. Alright, after over 2 weeks, I'm finally done filming this.